Every didgeridoo is a little bit different. And you may find that once you've mastered playing on your own didgeridoo, if you try to pick up someone else's didgeridoo, you may have to tweak your techniques and your lips just a little bit in order to get the sound that you were able to get so easily on your own didgeridoo. This is my personal dish, the agave one, and it's the one on which I feel most comfortable. I also like the sound of agaves. Didgeridoos are also made out of eucalyptus and other various materials, so if you can ever find a place where you can have a whole array of didgeridoos before you, be sure to try out all of them and find the one that feels most comfortable to you. Some of the wooden didgeridoos, especially the ones that have a thinner neck here at the top, will have more back pressure. Back pressure will help you to sustain your drone a lot longer, and will also help you to master the technique of circular breathing. Some didgeridoos have a bell or a bowl at the bottom. If you see a bowl, which means it's curved out, it's curved out a little bit and then comes back, well, that helps to increase the resonance of your didgeridoo. Some, like this one, have a bell. The bell will amplify the didgeridoo's sound and be a little bit louder when you're playing. Now I'd like to go through the steps of circular breathing. Circular breathing is a cycle of breath. Circular breathing will help you to sustain your drone indefinitely. The object of circular breathing is to breathe in deep before you begin to play, and then while you're playing, to store up some of that air in your cheeks. When you begin to get low on breath, you can use the air that's stored in your cheeks to play while you swiftly try to breathe in through your nose. This is what that looks like, just doing a drum. Again, you should have mastered the drone to the point where you can play for 20 to 30 seconds without having to go for breath. But sometimes when you play a rhythm, you may find, depending on the rhythm, that you'll want to have more frequent or less frequent breathing. So this is a rhythm, and I'll raise up my hand when I do my circular breathing technique. Often, when you breathe, it's incorporated into some kind of bark or some kind of exaggerated articulation. That way, sometimes when you circular breathe, you'll naturally create a gap in your drone. But this helps to make it sound more natural. Of course, practicing your circular breathing to make it seamless is also a very good idea. This is a drone with seamless circular breathing. There are still a few gaps in it, but it's a lot smoother the more that you practice. Now, the steps to circular breathing include, number 1, taking a deep breath before you play. Number 2, when you begin to play, when you begin your drum, you want to try to store air up in your cheeks then. A good way to practice circular breathing is to use a straw, or to hold your hand up in front of your face and try to make the lips that you use when you're playing the didgeridoo. But when you get low on breath, try to breathe in through your nose. This sometimes looks very good. Don't I look dignified? Try it yourself. Don't be shy. Now I'd like to try to go through the circular breathing technique in more detail. The first step to circular breathing, again, is to take a deep breath before you play. The second step is that while you're playing, you'll want to inflate your cheeks. The third step has two parts that must be performed simultaneously. The first part is to release all the air from your cheeks in order to keep playing your didgeridoo and sustain that note. At the same time, you want to take a quick breath through your nose. That's like this. That's the hardest part. If you can do, then you've almost mastered circular breathing. So here are the three steps in sequence. Again, a good way to make sure that you're getting this is to put your hand in front of your face and to make sure that you can always feel the air on the palm of your hand. Some people have also noted a good way to practice is to try to blow through a straw into a glass of water and always to try to make the bubbles flow from the bottom of the straw. Whatever technique works best for you. Now, when you've mastered just blowing through your lips and doing circular breathing that way, you can graduate to trying to buzzing your lips as you would with the didgeridoo. Now when you can do that, you can pretty much circular breathe on a didgeridoo. Now try on the didgeridoo itself. Now, when you've done that, you'll want to try to find convenient places in your rhythmic pattern to place your breathing. Normally this will come in on the last or the first beat, and often this will coincide with some kind of exaggerated articulation, like a bark, or any sound that you can do to try to make your circular breathing sound a little bit more natural. Now here I'll do a rhythmic pattern, and when I breathe in, I'll raise up my hand. Now that was kind of slow. Here's something a little bit faster. So it just depends on the type of rhythm that you're doing, how frequently or how infrequently you'll have to breathe. But just experiment with it, and circular breathing does take lots of practice, so don't get down on yourself, just keep trying. Keep using the glass of water, or keep putting your hand in front of your face, anything that you have to do. Just take a little bit of time each day to try to learn circular breathing. And you'll find that with the technique of circular breathing, your didgeridoo playing will come a lot easier, because you'll be able to practice for a lot longer. Well, I hope that you've had a lot of fun practicing those techniques on the didgeridoo, and I encourage you to keep practicing. Once again, I'm Luke Lovett with GotDidge.com. Feel free to visit the website. It's GOTDIDGE.com. There are a variety of didgeridoos there, currently PVC, so if it's your first didgeridoo, it's a great didgeridoo to start out with. And happy playing.